Good afternoon. We are back with Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. I started working on this and I thought really I should just take you along for a little bit of it because, and then I'll just work on it off camera, but we'll do the bits and pieces so you can see how they work. So I'm going to thread up this needle. I'm working on the flower at the moment. We'll do a leaf together as well. It's kind of a slow process, so there's no way I could do it all on camera, but I can show you my process. So as you can see, this is all done. This part here is satin stitch, and then this is going to be another satin stitch sort of fanning out like that. And I'm going to use a different thread, have a different shade. I'm going to use this brushed sort of linen thread, and it's thicker. So I started in the center, and then I worked my way around this way. And then I'm going to come back to the center, and I'm going to do this side. And they'll all be approached in a similar fashion. So now, because you want it to fan out, you're obviously going to have a lot more stitches than you are in here. So sometimes you have to go back down in or very near the hole that you went down before. So here I'm sort of separating my stitches a little bit. And then I'm going to come into pretty much into the same hole as before, just to get it to start fanning. This one I can come next to it. You'll see it's quite a long process. I'm using Appleton, just an off-white Appleton crewel embroidery floss. That I actually bought at I buy those quite often, usually the new ones at the Crewel Goblin in Sydney in St Ives. But I got this one, I know, from the sewing basket, and it was very inexpensive. It's a big hank. I've got it here draped over the arm of my chair, so that way it doesn't tangle. Now I haven't done that perfectly. It should be up a bit, but I'm just going to leave it. So you can see it's going to be quite a long process doing this. So that's why I wanted to show you. And then when I've embroidered it, I will come back afterwards and see what little, if any more needs to be done on that page. But that way I can go away and work on it. Excuse the noise. So you use quite a lot of thread, so you want to make sure you know, you have enough. And I've got a big hank of this, so I do. And I think sometimes too, using different threads gives you different textures as well. Besides the different stitches too, because the different stitches will give you different textures. So I need to fan out a bit more as I come around here. And then here we're just going to finish colouring it in. Okay, there we go. So that, I mean, that is going to take me quite some time to do all of that, but it's kind of mindless. I just have to be careful about, you know, trying to keep my stitches as neat as possible, because otherwise it doesn't look so good. I'm not perfect at it, but it's okay. So what I wanted to do now, just so you could see, is I'll do that leaf in a minute, is I want to do the center just so we can see what it looks like. And in the picture it looks like it's been cut into that a little bit, so I want to do that. I sort of left this on because it holds it all in place. Just have to see which is my thread here. Now this is not meant for embroidery. I don't know if it's meant for, it might be meant for more for crochet than embroidery, but it's nice and strong. So I need a big-eyed needle, and I need my needle threader. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to start again in the center. I always start in the center. My mum taught me that. Here, kind of. And I'm going to cut into there a little bit. I need to put a little stitch in there. So I'm doing one stitch cutting in and one stitch not. Also, they did their stem white. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do mine a dark green, because I just think it'll be nicer on my piece because it's beige, my ecru, or beige, my background. I just feel like it will stand out a little bit better. I'm just struggling a bit because this thread is very thick. So I'm only just cutting into it. Oh my goodness, this is causing me grief. That's never happened before. I'm tangled. Can I get it off? Yes. Then I'm going to jump across here to here. I'm going to do one little stitch, threading, nice texture. So just 2 different threads. This is a finer, sort of thinner wool, and then maybe you could have a thicker wool. I'm having trouble pulling through there. Let me just put this on. I could be going through a knot or multiple layers of fabric. This just grips the needle better. It's a silicone clover. It's a soft silicone thimble. It doesn't protect your fingers from being poked, but it does allow you to grip the needle without as much effort. And so your hands don't hurt as much with your fingers. Okay, I love that. Good. Cool. So I'll just leave that one threaded. Now, this part of the flower is satin stitched in a yellowy, let me just have a look. It's a greeny yellow. So let's see what I have over here. Even that colour, I'm going to do it with that colour. And then the other bit, I'd like to do it with this. I'm scared I won't have enough. Oh, I'll go and get one of my variegated threads, I think. I'll probably have a you know, like a bigger one. I'm going to do the center of my flower with this. This is really thick, because it looked like it was more like a acidy sort of color. I need a big-eyed needle here. This is just a DMC tapestry wool. Again, starting in the center. I just come up next to it because it's so thick. I can just put my stitches next to each other and it pretty much fill it in. So with this one, to get that digging in look, besides going in, you don't want it to all be the same level, otherwise you're just going to get all very neat satin stitch. It's kind of like a long and a slightly shorter stitch to give that fanning out sort of look like that. And I'll leave this one threaded up because I have another flower on the other side to do. Okay, if I was just doing this and I was by myself, I'd take it out of the hoop and do the other one and then put the colour away. Put that over there. Now, this bit here is French knots in the mustard yellow. So if you don't mind, don't get annoyed, but I'm going to whip out and go and get my mustard yellow. I'm back. This is what I want, this one. Or is that too bright? Might be too bright. Oh, I'm just going to use it. Okay, so I haven't rolled any of these on a ball. I'm just going to take a nice piece off and keep it on my lap. Do I have another big-eyed needle? Oh, I might be able to get it into this one. Or not. I want to break it. Oh, you can wiggle it. Okay, got it. So, French knots. So I'm just showing you all the bits. I'll come back. When I've done more of this, I'll come back and we'll do a little bit of that, I think. Because, oh, this is already perforating. See, with all the stitches going in, it starts to perforate the, starts to lift off the solvay. I think I just do 2 wraps. So it's just layer upon layer of French knots. I'm already struggling. Yeah, it's good. It's good colour. I'm glad I decided to do this one. I probably don't want to do all of the French knots right now because I'd like to get the other petals done first, but I'll do near this petal. And then I'll end it off and just put it aside and finish them off after because I want to show you the leaf as well. And you may find some sort of embroidery drawing that you can do a similar sort of effect. Or you might have that book. And, you know, some people might not know, might have the book and not quite sure because we can't read the instructions. They're in Japanese, but they might not be quite sure how to approach it. And this is how I'm approaching it, and that might be helpful. So it'd take a while to do the French knots as well. Good thing there's only 2 flowers. Oops, got a tangle. Oh my goodness, no, that's not good. That's a bad tangle. That's a bad one. Can I untangle it? I don't know. I think I can. Oh no, I've got a knot there, but it's not a tight knot. Oh, yay, because I, you know, that was a bit short to have to cut. Okay. Point taken, thread. I'm going to end you off. Okay, so I'll end that off. That's just going to go all the way around there, but I want to finish off my petals first. I just wanted to show you what was happening. Okay. Okay. That's that one. And then let's do a leaf or half a leaf. See how long it takes. And just, I've got my big hank of hand-dyed sock wool here. It's just wrapped on the side of the chair. So I tidied up all my needles and things. That's a teeny tiny eye. We don't need that right now. Is that a sharp one? That's a sharp one. Because some of them are blunt. Okay, and this one has a slight variegation, so you can see the change in colour. I am naughty and I'm working with really long threads, which you probably shouldn't. So with the leaves, and any leaf that you want to do like this, I'm starting in the centre and I'm coming to this point here, which is why I separated them, because that there will be that I'll have the stem colour come in. And again, we're fanning out our stitches. So now why am I tangled here? Pretty much going down the hole where I came up. And you can direct your stitches and tell them where you want them to sit. Just put your thumb there and then it will sit next to it. I might put this stitch in on this side, but I am going to work down one side, but I like to put my first stitches in to get started. It's sort of sucking the rest of the thread through at the same time. So here I'm leaving just a tiny bit of space, and I'm sort of moving down the side of the leaf. So here, then I'll put my next one there, then the next one there, but coming very close here to where I went down. They fill up fairly quickly because this is a nice 4-ply. I think it's 4-ply sock wool. It's very soft. Oh my wordy lordy. That's what happens when you work with a length that's too long, but I didn't want to stop. Okay, and then we put our last stitch in, and then I end it off, and then I come back up to the other side. Okay, we'll come up to the other side and then just start over here and do the same thing down the other side. So I think I'll do my stem, no, I think I'll do my stem a brown, and then these bits will be green. So this one's going in a slightly different fashion. The other one was a bit less. See how sloped that is compared to that? It doesn't really matter, but I think what I can do to fill it in a little bit, because I'll run out of space down here, is I just put a little stitch in here, and I didn't come right down to there, and that filled it up. And now I can continue on. It is so relaxing, I can't tell you. It's not stressful at all. Very simple. I mean, it's satin stitch. It took me years to get to this point, and it's not perfect. There are people that are way neater than me, but once you know get it, it's and just let go of perfection. It's not going to be perfect. Just let it go. Don't worry about it if it's not perfect. In the overall scheme of things, it's going to be fine. So I have a lot of work ahead of me to get this done, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So I'm hoping I'll find some time just to sit and do it, and then we can come back and I'll do the stem and some of these leaves there. So it'll be a second for you, but it'll be a few days for me. Okay, so let's just have a look how we're progressing. Chuck that out. Yeah, it's going to be lovely. This you can't tell yet because I need to get more on it, but I think it's going to be lovely. Really nice. There we go. So I'll be back soon. Okay, so I'm back, and I just wanted to update you with what I've done. I finished this off. I did that while I was away visiting Lulu. Well, I did that and then a little bit at home. It took a while, but I'm really, really happy with it. So that's my Christmas rose, my favourite Christmas flower. I also canthus stitched all of this. I've edged along here, and I added my cute little squirrel, and I absolutely love that. So, oh, and I finished this. See, I've done a bit of work. Finished that as well, so I'm really happy with that bit there. And so now all I have to do is I've got to attach my tag there. I'm meant to do a branch there, but I may not. I did a little bit in this, but you could hardly see it, so I stopped. So I think I may put an edging down there. I'm still going to embroider that beetle, and I think I'll just leave this bit over here, and I need to do the green, a couple of greens here, and then that's done. And then I think I'll really almost be done. I just need to do these bits as well, and then the project is done. So we have that next week is the finishing off. So that's what I will be doing. I think everything else is okay. So I thought I was worse off, but I'm not actually doing too badly. So that is it for this week. Next week will be the last one. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.